There's a reason people in Japan live longer, work smarter, and seem to handle stress better than most of the world. It's not genetics, it's not luck. It's a set of habits they've been practicing for centuries. And the best part? You don't need to move to Japan or learn the language to use them. Today, I'm breaking down 9 Japanese habits that will change how you think, how you work, and how you live. Not philosophy for the sake of philosophy, practical strategies you can use today. Let's get into it. Most people try to change everything at once. New year, new me, complete overhaul. And by February, they're right back where they started. Kaizen is different. It's the philosophy of improving just 1% every single day. Not a massive transformation, not a dramatic shift, just one small improvement. The Japanese use this in everything: business, personal life, manufacturing. Toyota built their entire production system around it. And it works because small changes compound. 1% better today doesn't feel like much, but 1% better every day for a year? That's 37 times better by the end. Here's how you use it. Pick one task that takes 1 minute, just one. Make your bed. Do 10 push-ups. Write one sentence. Read one page. Do it every day. That's it. The goal isn't to build a perfect habit immediately. The goal is to kill procrastination by making the task so small you can't say no. Once you do it for a week, it becomes automatic. Then you build on it. Kaizen doesn't ask you to be disciplined. It asks you to be consistent, and consistency always wins. Most people wake up without a reason. They go through the motions: work, eat, sleep, repeat. And after a few years, they wonder why they feel empty. Ikigai is the Japanese concept of finding your reason for being. The thing that makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. It's the intersection of 4 things: what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. When you find that intersection, you find meaning. Now, you don't need to quit your job tomorrow and chase some dream, but you do need to know what direction you're moving in. Here's how to figure it out fast. Draw 4 circles on a piece of paper. Circle 1. What do I love doing? What activities make me lose track of time? Circle 2. What am I naturally good at? What do people ask me for help with? Circle 3. What does the world need? What problems do I see that bother me? Circle 4. What can I realistically get paid for? Where those 4 circles overlap, that's your ikigai. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to give you direction. Because the people who live the longest aren't the ones with the least stress. They're the ones with a reason to keep going. Find yours. Here's a simple rule from Okinawa, where people live longer than almost anywhere else on Earth. Stop eating when you're 80% full. Not stuffed, not uncomfortably full, just satisfied. Most people eat until they can't eat anymore, and then they wonder why they feel sluggish, foggy, and tired for the next 2 hours. Your body uses a massive amount of energy to digest food. When you overeat, all that energy goes to your stomach instead of your brain. That's why you crash after lunch. That's why you can't focus in the afternoon. Hara Hachibu fixes that. Here's how you do it. Eat slowly. Put your fork down between bites. Give your brain time to register that you're full. It takes about 20 minutes for your stomach to signal your brain that you've had enough. If you eat fast, you'll overshoot every time. Stop when you feel satisfied, not stuffed. You should feel energized after eating, not exhausted. This isn't about restricting calories. It's about keeping your energy stable so you can actually use your brain. Try it for a week. You'll notice the difference immediately. Perfectionism is a trap. It keeps you from starting. It keeps you stuck. You don't launch the project because it's not good enough yet. You don't apply for the job because you're not qualified enough. You don't try because you might fail. Wabi-sabi is the Japanese philosophy of embracing imperfection. Nothing is perfect. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing is ever finished. And that's okay. In fact, the cracks, the flaws, the rough edges, that's where the beauty is. Western culture obsesses over perfection. Japanese culture celebrates the natural wear and tear of life. A wooden table with scratches tells a story. A project with flaws is still valuable. A person with failures is still worthy. Once you internalize this, the pressure disappears. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop editing forever. You stop letting fear of failure paralyze you. You ship the work. You start the project. You take the risk. Because done is better than perfect. And progress beats perfection every single time. If you're stuck right now on something because it's not good enough, ask yourself, is perfect even possible? Or am I just avoiding the discomfort of putting myself out there? Most of the time, it's the second one. Let go of perfect. Embrace wabi-sabi. Your brain wasn't designed to stare at screens for 12 hours a day. It was designed to move, to be outside, to process natural environments. And when you don't give it that, it starts to break down. Stress builds, focus drops, anxiety creeps in. Shinrin Yoku, or forest bathing, is the practice of spending time in nature to reset your nervous system. And the science backs it up. A 15-minute walk in nature lowers cortisol, reduces blood pressure, and improves focus. You don't need a forest. A park works. A tree-lined street works. Anywhere with green space. Here's the rule. No phone, no podcast, no music. Just walk. Notice the trees. Feel the air. Let your mind wander. Your brain needs to process nothing for a few minutes. It needs space to reset. Most people fill every second with stimulation, and then they wonder why they feel burned out. Give your brain a break. Go outside. Walk for 15 minutes. You'll come back sharper, calmer, and more focused. Your environment shapes your mind more than you realize. A cluttered desk creates a cluttered brain. A messy room creates mental fog. Chaos outside creates chaos inside. Ootsuji is the Japanese tradition of deep cleaning, especially before the new year. It's not just about tidying up, it's about resetting your space and your mind. And the research agrees. Studies show that physical clutter increases stress and decreases focus. When your workspace is clean, your brain can actually think. When it's messy, you're constantly distracted by visual noise. Here's what you do. Once a week, reset your space. Clear your desk completely. Put away anything you don't need. Organize what's left. Your workspace should have only what you need for the task at hand. Nothing extra. Minimalism isn't about owning less for the sake of it. It's about removing distractions so you can focus on what matters. Clean space, clear mind. It's that simple. Most people quit the moment something gets hard. The project gets difficult, so they stop. The workout gets uncomfortable, so they skip it. The conversation gets awkward, so they avoid it. Gamen is the Japanese concept of enduring what seems unbearable with dignity and patience. It's not about suffering for no reason. It's about finishing what you start, even when it's hard. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't isn't talent. It's endurance. Can you keep going when it's uncomfortable? Can you push through the boring middle? Can you finish when no one's watching? That's Gamen. Here's how you build it. Pick one hard thing and commit to finishing it. Not perfectly, just finished. A difficult book, a tough workout program, a project you've been avoiding. And when it gets hard, and it will, remind yourself, discomfort is temporary, quitting is permanent. The people who win aren't the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who struggle and keep moving anyway. Build that muscle. It's the most valuable skill you'll ever develop. You waste more time and energy than you realize. Scrolling for 30 minutes, saying yes to things you don't care about, working on tasks that don't matter. Mottainai is the Japanese principle of respecting resources and avoiding waste. Not just physical waste, time, energy, attention. Every hour you spend on something that doesn't move you forward is an hour you can't get back. So here's the filter. Before you say yes to anything, ask, does this move me closer to what I actually want? If the answer is no, say no. Most people are too polite to say no, and they end up living someone else's life because of it. Mottainai teaches you to value your time like it's the most precious resource you have. Because it is. Stop wasting it on things that don't matter. When a piece of pottery breaks in Japan, they don't throw it away. They repair it with gold, making the cracks visible. The repaired piece is more beautiful and more valuable than it was before. That's kintsugi. And it's a metaphor for how you should treat failure. Your mistakes, your setbacks, your failures, they're not things to hide. They're proof you tried, proof you learned, proof you're stronger now. Most people try to bury their failures. They pretend they never happened. They're ashamed. But the people who succeed, they wear their scars like gold. They talk about what they learned. They use their failures as credentials. They turn their worst moments into their greatest strengths. If you failed at something, good. That means you tried. Now the question is, what did you learn? And how do you use that to become better? Your failures aren't weaknesses. They're your foundation. Embrace them. So why these 9? Because they cover everything. How you improve, why you wake up, how you eat, how you think, how you rest, how you work, how you endure, how you focus, how you grow. Kaizen teaches you to start small. Ikigai gives you direction. Hara Hachibu keeps your energy stable. Wabi Sabi removes perfectionism. Shinrin Yoku resets your stress. Osoji clears your mind. Gaman builds resilience. Mottainai protects your time. Kintsugi reframes failure. Together, they create a system, not a motivation boost, a way of operating. And once you start using them, everything shifts. Pick one. Just one. Don't try to do all 9 tomorrow. Pick the one that resonates most and start there. Maybe it's Kaizen, one small improvement every day. Maybe it's Ikigai, finding your reason to wake up. Maybe it's Gaman, finishing what you start. Start with one. Build it into your life. Then add the next. These aren't hacks, they're principles. And principles compound. These 9 Japanese habits will change your life. Not because they're exotic or mystical, but because they're practical. They work with how your brain actually functions, how your energy works, how habits form, how resilience builds. You don't need to be Japanese to use them. You just need to be willing to try. So pick one. Start today. If this helped, hit subscribe. I break down psychology, habits, and strategies that actually work. And let me know in the comments, which of these 9 habits are you starting with? I'll see you in the next one.